Hello, Path Paver. Welcome back to your weekly forecast, and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome to Soul Direction with Bran and Jess. And today you're with Brandy, and I'm going to talk about a couple of energies that I'm feeling that we're going through, or that you may be going through this week. Anyways, I'll go through a couple transits and what that kind of means for us. And then in the second part of the video, I'll give some guidance, intuitive guidance around these weekly astrological energies that are going on, and that will be uploaded in our beautiful membership. And we are still in our beta phase of our membership, but you can look here below as we have a price there that can be grandfathered in, because the price will go up as soon as we launch. We haven't picked the launch date, but we plan on giving you the launch date later this week or next week. So exciting times, lots is coming together. And this channel is focused on soul direction for path pavers who really, really want to commit to their soul path and make sense of the energies that they're moving through, so that they can commit to the changes that are required to bring their vision to life. And that is you. You have a vision, you have an intention, you have a gift, you have a way of life that you want to create for yourself, and a life that is you, that is true to you. And we definitely support that. And we engage in a way of new energies and new things, building new ways of living this life here on earth, and really coming into the understanding that we are souls having a human experience. And therefore we should be really in tune with the energies that we are moving through, make sense of them, so we can really get a sense of how we are evolving and changing and growing through every season or energies that we go through. So anyway, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, a share, a subscribe. We want to attract as much as of path pavers possible to build that type of community, so that we can all come together and really exchange with like-minded souls that are on the same path to creating a life that is true to them and bringing their vision to life. All right, so let's get into the energies. How have you been feeling lately? Let me know in the comments below. We just went through a partial solar eclipse in Scorpio last week, so I hope you're all doing fine. I know for me, it's bringing up a lot to the surface, all those things. I'm feeling like my triggers are getting louder. I feel that there's a lot of fear coming up to the surface. My insecurities are coming up to the surface. And here we are this week. So let's say this is from October 31st to November 8th. And we are coming into the first quarter moon in Aquarius. And the first quarter moon is definitely a time to really, there's a little crisis going on here. And just one sec, I would like to find my little notes here. We're coming to a very pivotal point here, and we're crunched between eclipse season to the two eclipses this week. So we're moving through a bridge here this week. And I feel that this first quarter moon here in the lunar cycle is a time to really reflect upon your actions. And speaking of which, sorry about that. Speaking of which, I find it really curious that in between this eclipse, these two eclipses, we have the planet Mars going retrograde in the sign of Gemini from October 30th to January 12th. I talked about this in the video Jess and I did last week, the Scorpio season video, but it's very significant. Mars usually goes retrograde every 2 years. And this time he's spending a lot of time in this sign of Gemini. and he's also going retrograde in the sign. So I find it very curious that Mars is going retrograde right between the two eclipses, and it's around action. Mars is how we initiate change. Mars is how we act upon our desires and how we act them out instinctively. Now, everything I speak about here, just a kind reminder, is based on evolutionary astrology. So if you've heard different things across the internet around traditional, like other forms of astrology, it doesn't mean that they're not right. This is just the form of the tool we are utilizing here for our growth, evolution, and change to bring our vision to life. It's around evolutionary astrology. So here Mars initiates its desires, and it's how we act upon our desires, how we act them out. And Gemini is around how we gather information and how we communicate and how we basically, it's how the soul hears, process, and integrates information and how it communicates that information. So here this week we could be feeling a little bit of all right, this is like, I know I'm feeling it, like a pivotal moment of what direction do you need to go into right now. Okay, what actions are you taking or not taking? Okay, both are relevant here in your life to bring your vision to life, to bring your desire to really create that intention or that goal or that dream that you're desiring. And that too brings in a very curious thing, is that this Jupiter just recently, it's retrograde in Aries, just recently re-entered Pisces. And everything is connected. Okay, Jupiter is going into the sign that is like the dream, and Jupiter, it wants to bring in a bigger picture. So I feel that we are moving through Scorpio season. Yes, we are still in that death and rebirth. So there is a rebirth happening. And then on November 8th, we're having our eclipse, right? Our full moon in Taurus, full lunar eclipse. So something is going to be definitely coming to the forefront here, a realization, something about around your self-worth and how you're meant to move forward with all this information, because here Jupiter is showing us the bigger picture, and Jupiter is entering Pisces. Mars will be having ongoing squares with Neptune in Pisces, and all of this is bringing up a really like a big shift in energy. So what I'm trying to get at is, right now, this week, you might be questioning, like I am, where you're headed, like the seeds that you are planting. What are the actions you are actually like, what direction are you actually stepping in? And Mars and Gemini, the energy could be all over the place. And this retrograde is really asking us to slow down. Okay, so this week it's important. You may be feeling it already. You may be feeling, maybe because Mars is like our will, it's our that action step, right? And we might be feeling like we're not sure where to take action, where what way or where, right? So this Mars retrograde really wants us to slow down the process of initiating actions in general, and it wants us to fully think, okay, fully think through those desires, that truth that Jupiter is going to get in the sign of Pisces here. So Jupiter entering Pisces, there's something coming to expand some sort of truth around your process now, where you're at. And I'm even feeling this Jupiter in Pisces, this Neptune in Pisces energy. So we're still in a lot of Piscean energy, a lot, and a lot that is a culminating energy as well. It's the last zodiac sign. So something is finishing up. We're going to gather some information here around, and it's around our personal truth, our personal where we are at now, and around our dreams and around our vision. Okay, and this Mars is how we're going to communicate that vision in a way, and how we're going to act upon that vision. But first, it really is allowing that slowdown. It doesn't mean that things are not going to get done. It just means that we got to integrate here the two aspects, which I feel this week is your mind, both sides of your mind as well, like the intellectual mind, Mercury, but also with like the Jupiter function is your right brain, your intuition. So there's something here where Mars is learning through the retrograde. So this is, again, the Mars retrograde is going from October 31st to from October 30th to January 12th. So we're going to have this slowdown in Gemini to help us come into more flow. Like I feel that Mars is really learning how to engage more intentionally with its actions, because Mars just initiates, it just goes without any it's instinct, he acts. And I feel here it's really connecting your intellect with your intuition. So the mind and the body is all, and the spirit is all kind of learning, right? We're learning how to work everything together. And I really feel this time is very intentional, and it always is. The universe is always intentional. These energies are always intentional for our personal growth. And so if you are someone like if you're watching this, you're a path paver, you're on this path of evolving, growing, and consistently doing so to bring that vision to life. Well, this is very helpful to know and make sense of this for you. So you're going to want to go look in, and this is what we're going to be looking at in the membership too, and having this next attunement for the full moon eclipse in Taurus. We are going to have a look at that as where that falls for you in your chart. So here you're going to want to go see where Gemini, where you have Gemini in your chart. So I have Gemini personally in my 12th house. So this is where the slowdown will occur. So the slowdown is for you to think through, again, the desires that could be amplified of your direction, but there needs to be, this slowdown is intentional. I feel probably I'm repeating myself, but I'll get back to that in a minute. So this slowdown again is intentional. I'll get back to it right away. It's because we need to create alignment with our current evolutionary intention, with our current vision we're building, because I feel that a lot of us have been taking maybe unnecessary action, okay, towards all kinds of ways. So this is a big attunement. I feel this Mars. I'm really focusing on the Mars because it only happens every 2 years, this retrograde. So I feel that it's very significant. Plus it's coming right in the middle of eclipse, and we're crunched there right now. And plus this, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have this first quarter square energy that's really comes in every month, but this one is significant, I feel, because it's really asking us to be conscious of what we're growing in this lifetime. What are you actually creating? And it's like bringing back that awareness, okay, to the forefront. So what else? Let me look at my notes here. Yeah, I feel there's so much I could say, but anyway, like every retrograde, it's a time to reflect, review, rediscover, recreate. So we are really going to come into a new way of communicating. I feel like our throat chakra is going to be activated, and that too, we just got to be mindful, because Mars is the archetype that holds the energy of frustration and anger. And this is only because usually what happens is that Mars needs freedom to initiate the changes he wants to initiate. He needs to act upon his desires freely. So what happens is that we are encountered with different things that are in the way, so our triggers. So it's going to be a time here, we might even be seeing it this week, or as we go through until January 12th, is that we could just be mindful of our triggers and what's kind of coming up. And I feel with the Jupiter entering Pisces and Neptune in Pisces, it could be a lot of triggers that are illusional, like delusional, like the illusion that we create in our own mind around certain things. And that's where the frustration can come in if you don't understand your what is triggering you. So I highly recommend to come into just reflecting upon what are your triggers and how can you respond differently with this Mars retrograde, okay? And last thing I want to say about that Mars retrograde and what you could be experiencing this week is Mars is that forceful energy. And I feel that right now with Jupiter entering Pisces and everything that is going on here at the moment, and just so you know, on that November 8th, lunar eclipse, it will clash with Uranus, and Mars clashed with Uranus when it entered Gemini back in August 20th. So I think we're going back to a review period of probably around, July, August themes. And there could be sudden changes here happening next week with that eclipse, and just sudden things coming up to your awareness of here, that you got to see the force vs the flow, okay? Because that Mars wants to engage, but you're asked to kind of go more. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Mars is trying to go more with the flow. So there could be things surfacing, especially with like Scorpio season, everything, all the fears are coming up to the surface, and we're asked to not move forcefully right now. We're asked to move with more awareness and intention towards really balancing out the masculine and the feminine. And so this week also Mercury is in the sign of Scorpio. It's in there with Venus as well. The sun's in Scorpio, the south node's in Scorpio, what we're moving away from, what we're leaving behind, what we're releasing. So there's still a lot of releasing. And I feel that Mercury, that is ruling, that is the ruler right now of, of Mars in Gemini, and that Mercury is digging deep right now. So it is digging up things that it's digging up. So right now you could be finding yourself having information come through in the sign of Scorpio. It could even be like things that were hidden from you, secret lies, all kinds of manipulative energies that could be coming up and communicated. You can be receiving this information, or it could just be internally. I know for me, it's very much internally as well, is like I'm finding myself asking myself more the deeper questions, and then engaging and communicating with others on a deeper level. So you might be noticing this as well. So there's just a lot. So I feel that all in all this week, just know it's for our highest good. Everything is happening to really put us back into alignment with our current dreams. As Jupiter comes into Pisces too, it's like, what are you dreaming? What are your vision? What's the bigger purpose and bigger vision here? And we're being aligned with that. So other than that, let me see if I had any other things to tell you for this week. Anyways, we're honored to have you here. Jess and I are so excited for what we're building. If you're not on our Facebook group, you can join us there as well. You can find the link below. There's just so many exciting things coming to light. And we are also very much part of making sense of these energies as it fits for us, as we bring our vision to life. So we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much for being here. And again, any likes, share, and subscribe to this channel really helps us put our message out there. And okay. So last thing, yes, we're in that middle, we're crunched in both eclipses. And as the Jupiter, I feel, is really asking us to release those limiting beliefs, old beliefs that no longer serve us. And we're being asked to review those actions, Mars, right? And take, what am I saying here? In alignment with our soul's vision. Yes, that's basically in all what's happening this week, is a review process around how we are initiating action to make sure that it's in alignment with our bigger vision. And yeah, so we could be revisiting a lot of themes here from actually when Jupiter was last in Pisces. I think that was February, March, April. I'm not quite sure, but we are going to come out of it with a renewed sense of purpose, a renewed sense of our vision. So it's very important to path pavers right now that you pay attention to where this is all falling in your chart. And if you want support on making sense of these energies so that you can really bring this vision to life, join us in our community membership. We would love to have you there. Just released yesterday a powerful activation, or what we call energy transmission, to help us integrate all the changes we're making, so that this is how we stay consistent, right? We integrate it, we actually work with it. And it actually triggered a lot for me yesterday. It opened up so much. And her transmission is exactly what I need to ground in the energies, right? Because it's one thing making sense of them and comprehending them on our Gemini functions, right? In the mind, intellectually, but we need to bring it down in the body, embody it, bring it down to the heart, bring it down to your intuitive space where you can make sense of this, of how you are currently moving through all that. So I'm going to send you lots of love and flow. I wish you good energies as you move through this intense time in our soul's evolution at the moment, but everything is helping us evolve and, have our desires come to light in more flow at the moment. So wishing you a good week, and I'll see you again in the next video.